Thank you for Patreon now for donating to the Patreon.
Hey guys, Vanity is back on Card Fight Vanguard, as on the Vanity because we dread protect, conscribe, and watch our, shall we? This time we're covering new cards from set 8. Hell yeah, last week we only got very few cards from set 8, but this week we got a good amount of cards. And we're not even, it's not even Monday yet, it's Sunday for me. And we got some pretty good stuff from Aurora, and just all around some good cards. Let's go ahead and get this reveal started, shall we? First up we have Dimness Fiend, a decent card to start off the reveals with. Great on boost 5k shield, 8k base. This thing looking like it just deserves to be a Desire Devil, but for some reason didn't get the memo that all of them have Desire Devil in their card names. Auto rearguard this unit boost. If you have 5 or more cards in your soul, it gets +5 for the battle. It's not bad. I don't think this is definitely not needed for Bruce. Bruce can do way more crazy shit without this. Barrow doesn't need this either. Chaos. Chaos I could see playing this with Chaos. But yeah, no, this thing is kind of like you're running for budget. Right now, I can kind of see reason why some people would run this in Chaos, but not a lot of reason. I mean, granted, we're getting a new evolution from Ikani, so who knows? We might end up getting reason to run this in Chaos, but I don't know, one or two for now. In any deck, by the way. Then we have, more cards to abuse the fuck out of Order Spammer with, and that is High-soaring conversion, Zilvarges. I like how Barfometus didn't get a support, well, they got a generic grade 3 support card, but this one is blatantly a support card for, what's his name? I already forgot his name. Endogramma. Unless the Kaiju Radylina is going to focus on different order names, because 3 or more set orders, the only deck that would fit that, technically speaking, in my opinion, would be Orphist. So pretty cool, or technically World of Gravidia, but pretty cool that Endogramma is at least getting a support card here. So good to 5k shield, 10k base, auto written these new attacks. If your order's on his 3 or more set orders with different card names, but Soul Blasting 1, he gets +10 for the battle. Great, so kind of like Combine Rusher, where you have to pay a cost to do it, but on the bright side, you get more units that have that total of 20k swing. It's nice to have. I love its ability. And the fact that, if I remember correctly, Combine Rush has to swing into a grade 3 or greater. This doesn't, so better than Combine Rush on the grade 2 turn. So 3 to 4 of Zilvarges in any order-based deck if there are 3 more different orders. But I think it works really well in Endogramma because it's almost guaranteed you're going to hit 3 orders in that deck. So 3 up to 4 of. Then we have some new cards for Aurora. First up, we have Signpost Fairy, grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base. Auto when it's retired from your rearguard by your card's ability. If your Vanguard has Glitter, choose one of your grade 1 or less rearguards and it gets +10 for the turn. Okay, did not realize I had to be grade 1 or less rearguards, but great, you can sack it with Momoke token, give it +5 for the Momoke token, and then use this thing skill to give them a Momoke token another 10k. So Momoke token is currently sitting at 20, plus your possible set order, so 25, plus any other rearguard retiring shenanigan bullshit you did this turn. That Momoke token is going to hit some post number that turn. All around, I like Signpost Fairy a lot. It gives that free 10k, and doesn't specifically have to go to a token. It can go to any unit. Downside is it has, and granted, it can be retired by any card's ability. Downside is Aurora, whose skill I had to read just to make sure I couldn't pull the shenanigans off, only retires tokens. Because if it retired any rearguards, this could make your front row rear guards immortal to attacks, or at least harder to swing into. One wording makes the whole difference. Either way, Signpost Fairy is an amazing grade 1. I like it a lot, does a lot for the offense, and if we ever find a way to retire during the defense, or retire during your opponent's turn, it's a good card nonetheless, so 3 up to 4 of. Then we have To the Shining Stage, a card I don't think is absolutely necessary in Row, but if you want to run it, go ahead. Grade 1 normal order, if you have a Vanguard row in its card name, play it by Soul Blasting 1. Choose a card in your drop zone with a grade equal to or lower than your Vanguard, call it to rearguard, and then if you have a rearguard with Radylina in its card name, you may call a plant token. All around, I like that skill a lot. It's pretty good, it's only a Soul Blast, and a lot of people say you Soul Blast a lot in Aurora. Not if you're me, because I only Soul Blast once a turn, and that would be on Radylina. On very rare occasions, I Soul Blast with for Aurora skill, but yeah, Soul Blasting 1 isn't that bad. Getting a rear guard is like 50-50, but it can fetch a Radylina, so that's nice. And not to mention the fact that if you had a Radylina, you can also get a plant token. So like people that are running Spiritual Body Condensation, for whatever reason, just run this, because it does the same thing, but technically better. So all around, To the Shining Stage, really good. I like this order a lot. I like to have it. I'd probably run this in my deck at like a 2-of, just because I can see it being useful on occasions, but not to the point where you should overrun it with more than 2. Then we have our new Radylina, which we all knew was coming, and that is Unwavering Sword of Flames Radylina. Grade 3 to persona, 13k base, auto rear at the start of your main phase. If your rearguard does not have a Momoke token, call up to one of them to rearguard. Okay, pluses and minuses to this. One, that's a free call. The other one is a counter boss 1. Downside is, this only works during your main phase. So for some reason, if your opponent managed to kill it during your, main phase, and you didn't have a way to get it back. Sucks for you, because the only other card that can make a Momoke token is, of course, the Grade 2 version of her, the regular Radylina. Also, on a completely unrelated note, why do both of them restrict you to only having one Momoke? I mean, I get the chaos that might come down from having 2 of them, but like, fair enough. Just the, I guess, free Momoke call. And then Glitter, Aurora, so this ability won't be active if you have Glitter. Auto hand at the end of the battle, your unit with Radylina's card name attacked into anything, whether it's a Vanguard or a Rearguard, or fuck it, your damage zone, and your opponent's Vanguard's a grade 3 or greater. By retiring a Rearguard with Radylina's card name and a Momoke token, you may call this card to Rearguard till end of turn. This unit gets power equal to the power of the retired Momoke token that was retired for the cost. So, that is good. That is honestly good, because one, that means this deck can hit 5 attacks. Yeah, 5 attacks, because there's no way to get the second Momoke token. But yeah, this deck can hit 5 attacks, which is really nice. And one of those Momokes is going to be swinging for probably the 30s, and then the Radylina's going to swing for probably whatever the Momoke swung for plus 10k, and then this Radylina's going to come down after you kill that column, swinging for more numbers. So you get rid of that 5k defensive option you could have with retiring the Momoke token for Aurora. On the upside, you get another attack out of it that is probably swinging for somewhere in the 50s or at least high 40s. So all around, I like Radylina a lot. She's an amazing grade 3, gets the multi-attack, gets the power, gets this token, and she does it literally all for free. There's no reason not to like her. So 3 of or 4 of in your 3 or 4 of in your Red Road deck, depending on where you are in the world. If you have the promo order in Japan that searches the Radylina card, 3 of. If you don't have it, 4 of. Just saying that now. Then we have Knight of Hammer Seidy, grade 2 and a 5k shield, 10k base, auto, when it's placed on rearguard by your card's ability, counterblast 1, draw a card, this gets +5 for the turn. Great, benefits from being called with Thegria, benefits from being called with Blaster Javelin skill, benefits from being called with literally anything that has an on-call skill. What is not to like about this card? All around it's great, and I'm having high hopes for Thegria, but on a completely unrelated note, this card is good for Grand Grace, and I'm going to run in Grand Grace. Speaking of which, for those of you who care, Grand Grace is not a triple rare. It's not. I think we all expect it to be a triple rare, but it is in fact a double. Just saying that now. So cool, good card, and I'm now gonna go rebuild my Grand Grace deck to have this card in it, because a Counter Boss 2, Soul Boss 1 to draw 2 cards, call something, it gets +15. Fuck yeah, amazing. 2 over 3 of.
Next up, we have some more decent looking set 8 cards. One of them being this fucking thing I swear was from Stoicheia that looks like it belongs to Zorga, and that is Abrupt Reiver. Grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base, contains rearguard during turn. If your unit has been placed on rearguard from your soul during this turn, he gets +5. He counts as well as a unit, counts as unit as well. So, you know, pretty nice that he can be placed from soul as well to be a 13k, so also Barrow Magnus. I don't know why, but I get the feeling Chaos is going to get the ability to call from soul with its new cards. Maybe this is meant for Chaos, who knows? I might just be reading too much into it. Also, I just remembered Luke Gear as a thing, so this could definitely be splashable in that. Either way, I like the Abrupt Reiver a lot. This silly thing is, this should have been released one day later, because this got released on Sunday. As of me recording right now, obviously not the full version is going to be uploaded, but as of me recording right now, it's October 31st, Halloween. So happy Halloween, everyone, by the way, because I forgot to say at the start of the video. Though then again, by the time this video goes up, Halloween's already passed, but you get my point. Either way, I like Abrupt Reiver a lot. I think it's a decent card. Right now, I can't really see it being too useful outside of Barrow, but I'm really hoping that Chaos and Lugia kind of take advantage of this boy a little more, specifically Chaos, but who knows. Then we have Cerulean Heavy Gunner. Really thought there'd be a name behind him. This is one of the things I hate sometimes about cards, where some of them, in my opinion, look really fucking cool and deserve to be Vanguard skills, and then they're not, and then some of them look really fucking horrible and don't deserve to be Vanguard skills, and they are, in my opinion. But anyways, this beautiful card is a grade 1 with boost, 5k shield, 8k base. Auto is a card from your hand during your turn. If your Vanguard's a grade 3 or greater glitter unit, by soul blasting 1, you may call this card to rearguard to the back row, and if you did call, it can't attack for the turn. Now, there are things I'm going to debunk, or it can't attack for that turn. Now, here's what I'm going to debunk with this. So far, we know Ava and the Kaijus. Now, Ava, we know, doesn't give back row attack, or at least not yet. For all we know, fucking Ava could get a new Obscutor that says your unit's going to fucking attack from the back row. And I know you can't discard it during the battle phase with Ava, but again, attack from back row with Obscutor, maybe. I don't fucking know. But either way, Heavily Gunner seems that interesting bit. And then you remember Kaijus are the thing, where for all we know, Kaijus could be very focused on discarding stuff during battle phase and calling this, to the point where this makes sense for existing, because then you could abuse it. Or I might just be reading way too much into this, and honestly, I could see it being Orpheus Regius, because doesn't Orpheus Regius require you to combat one, discard one? Like, the only thing I keep reading into this about is the fact that it says back row rear guard, and it still can't attack. And to my knowledge, nothing from Brandgate allows back row rear guards to attack. So I mean, I might be remembering a lot of things wrong, but like, I don't know. I feel like Cerulean Heavy Gunner has like an interesting skill, and I kind of can't wait to see it out. And even if it's a horrible card in the long run, I will run this in a good chunk of my Brankade decks, or not a good chunk of them, but some of my Brankade decks, just to prove a point that this is my favorite card. Fuck everyone else. For Cerulean Gunner. And now it's on to our last reveals. First up, we have two cards from Gear. Well, not first up. We only have two cards from Gear Chronicle left. First up, we have Gear Serow of Magnetic Resonance. Grade 1 boost 5k shield, 8k base. Contains rearguard during your turn. If either player's rearguard is put to the bottom of the deck this turn, he gets +5. Great, I like how he can work with sending any rearguard to the bottom of any player's deck. So honestly, it could work for both like any straight up deck for Dark States in general. Like I remember there's at least one other Dark States card that sends something to bottom, so I like the fact that he can always be a 13k. And then continues rearguard, generation break 1 if you have one or more face-up G units in total in your Vanguard guard or G zone. He gets intercept and can intercept from the back row. Great, we have an extra 5k shield and a total of 13k power. All around, I think that's really nice. I also just like his art a lot. I think he looks really cool. I just like this new card a lot, and definitely giving me reason to want to play the Chronojet Shroud deck now. So, you know, good 3 over 4 in a Chronojet deck, and even without Chronojet, you could still use this in other decks, because I know there's at least one Dark States card that sends stuff to bottom that isn't Chronojet. Then we have Steam Fighter Argandia, grade 2 5k shield, 10k base. Auto when he's placed on guard circle, Soul Blast 1, and this unit gets +5k shield to end of battle. And if you have a face-up card in your G zone, he gets another 10k, or sorry, he gets 10k instead of 5k. So great, you know, it's kind of like Brody from the original Dark States Trial deck, where he's a 5k shield on guard circle place, but after you have like some requirement active, he's a 10k instead. So all around, I really like him a lot. He can be a 15k shield, and that's amazing. So all those decks that are like sacrifice, well, actually no, for all those decks that are running Brody, I guess you could run this instead if you were still running Brody for whatever reason. Alright, I like Argandia. I think it's good. Probably not something I run outside of Chronojet, but you know, good 3 over 4 in a Chronojet deck. And of course, right after I finish the last two reveals, of course 2 more add up, but this is fine because they're both good and it's worth revealing them. So first up we have, in my personal opinion, the best one out of the 2 new cards, Dark Magenta of Blooming Hatred, grade 2 set order for Keter Center, obviously Thegria, set order played if your Vanguard is a Thegria, auto is put into your order zone by casting 1 draw card. Okay, so Bushy doesn't want any more free fucking draw skills. That's fair, but AK, that's really good still, because you can play it in set order for free at least. So, you know, if you wanted to get the draw, you don't have to. And then act order zone. If you have a grade 3 or greater if you have a grade 3 Vanguard or Thegria in its card name, put this card to your drop zone. Choose up to 1 grade 3 or greater Thegria in a different card name from your Vanguard from your hand and write it as stand. I like this thing a lot, because that means Thegria can start moving on turn 3. I mean, granted, you have more ways to move Thegria because you can do, like, stuff that sends stuff to Soul, so you can benefit from both Thegria's skill to either call stuff or retire stuff and do the restands, but now you can guarantee that you hit that Persona right on grade 3 turn, for the first grade 3 turn, and then also make sure you can use all your powerful abilities on grade 3 turn. I like this card a lot because it just does it straight up for free. It's amazing, and if we ever get Order Recyclers in Keter, Thegria is going to hit some type of list. All around, I like Magenta a lot. This thing's fucking amazing, and I'm literally running this out of 4 of Thegria after this. Then we have a new research order for Ava. So the world is Blue Research Lab. Okay, interesting. It's a good art though. Grade 3 Norp set order. Research after set order is played, put it to your order zone. Play for Vanguard's Glitter with Ava. And auto when is put into your order zone by looking at the top 5 cards of your deck. You choose up to 1 card from Unlock Call to Rearguard and shuffle your deck. Okay, sure, we get a fucking free top 5 search and call anything. Ooh, yeah, well, I have not been liking to use well, outside of main grade 3s, of course, I have not been liking to use promo cards in my decks, because I'm always conscious of, like, the American player that can't get the promos. Well, this fixes my problem for Ava, because she just gave me the card to replace the fucking countercharge order, even if it doesn't, you know, protect Obscudoid. And act order zone once per turn by soul blasting 1 and resting 3 research cards in your order zone. Choose one of your glitter units and it gets +5k for the turn. And there's the shitty ability. The first ability was too good to be true because it's just a free top 5 call. But then the second ability, it's only 1 unit that gets +5? Damn, I wish it was every glitter unit that swipe. What if that actually is this gun? That's just a mistranslation. Either way, that is a decent card nonetheless. Obviously, I have my bias towards this one, and my bias towards this one, and my bias towards this one. So I'm gonna end it here. I swear to God, if more cards get revealed, I'm not revealing them after this, because they were really late this time. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, join Discord, follow Twitch, and I'll see you all in the next one. Don't forget to stand up, your vanguards.